This is John Patrick Hickey. I want to welcome you to the Videocast. We've been talking about mentors for the last few videos. We talked about the value of having a mentor. We talked about mentors that you've never met. They may not even be alive, but there are ways that we can learn from their writings, their teachings. There's so many resources that are there. And we talked last time about mentors who we do know. People who we've taken classes with, people who we come across and we have a great deal of respect for, and how to use that person as a mentor to teach you something, to help you as you grow and develop. I want to end this series on mentors by talking about a very key part for a success-minded person, and that is to really understand the value of a mentor. You need to be one. You see, you don't take in information and just hold on to it. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's like, hoarding treasure. You might have a lot of treasure, but what good is it other than taking up space? The same with information. But when you take the things you learn, understand those principles, and then teach those principles to other people, then they become real. Then they become something that's substance. Now, I know that there are many people, many success-minded people who watch these videos who understand that principle fully. You know, because many times you've learned something, and what is one of the first things you want to do? Tell someone else. You want to pass it on to someone else. Because when you do that, then it becomes real. Then it becomes tangible. Then it becomes useful to you. And those who teach, and I've always thought, teaching is such a wonderful thing. What great value there is in teaching. And when you truly love the things that you're teaching and believe in the things that you're teaching, then as you're teaching them, they become more real to you. You learn new things. You get that process thinking. And what was this much information when you started teaching it, I'm talking about giving it away. When you get this much information, all of a sudden becomes this much information. Because it grows and expands. You get new ideas. You think of things. How many times have you thought of something and you go to explain it to someone else, and as you're explaining, all of these new ideas are coming into your head. And you realize that, I didn't realize these things. Or you give out this gem of wisdom that you think, man, I didn't know that I knew that. It's because when we teach and we pass things on to other people, they learn and they grow. I have made it a habit for many years to find people who I can mentor. Now, yes, there was a time, and I don't do it much anymore just because it doesn't fit into the life I'm now living. But it is, there was a time when I was pastoring and when I was coaching that was what I did. I coached. And it was a service. I mean, people paid me to do that. But when it came to mentoring, I never accepted a fee. I never mentored someone who hired me to mentor them. And I never mentored someone who asked me to mentor. It doesn't mean that, because I've said before, that you really need to just ask someone if they can help you. But I always looked for a person who I felt there was something in them that I connected to. Something I felt that I had value that I could add to them and help them. And so throughout the years, I've had several different people, and most of them I'm in contact with today. It still goes on. But when it first started off, my conditions were this. I told them that I would be their mentor, and I would meet with them once a week for 1 year, and I expected a commitment to stay to that. If they weren't going to make that commitment, If they were going to miss meetings or not be part of it, then I wasn't going to do it. But I had them commit to 1 year. No one stopped at a year. They go on to this day. Some, it has been over 10 years that I've been dealing with them because they find value and I find value. You see, mentoring is a kind of a two-way street. It isn't just what you're giving to someone else, but they're also giving back to you. I learn from people. And each person is unique and different and has special gifts. And I'm excited at the idea of what they will become. And I have also never been disappointed at the results of those mentoring experiences. I've never looked at someone and said, man, that was a waste of time. Because it never was. It was that instinct, and I believe that it was a leading that God gave me to find that person and say, okay, this is who you're going to invest some time in. And just as they took the time to do what I asked them to do, to follow through on different, and I guess you can call them assignments that I would give them during that year, they taught me so much. They still teach me a great deal. It's a two-way thing that you learn and you grow. But it's something that is so valuable. Let me encourage you. Be a mentor. Find someone who you can add value to. You know, it's not a case of looking and saying, well, this person really needs help, and therefore I am going to help them. That may be true, but that's not the motivation. The motivation has got to be, do you have value to add to their life? Do you see in them something that you can help bring to the surface and bring out so that they can succeed? It is not about you. Mentoring is never about you. It is about them and helping people to succeed, to be their best, to truly move forward and achieve their goals. Their success is your success. Be a mentor. Take the time. Invest that time in someone or many people, but make it a valuable, important, personal commitment that you will follow it through. You don't dabble in people's lives. You invest in them. And that investment pays off far beyond anything you'll ever know. So I want to encourage you to always be your best. Love God, have good manners, discover the unknown, and change your world.